1?
Alright, Year 10, we've got our PSMT about microwave networks, and we're going to model that for you here today with a few different things. So this is going to be our sights, okay, sanitizers, quite apt at the moment. And this will be our pole, pencils will be our poles. These here will be our transponders that we'll use to show you around. Now we've made a little sight here and we've put a little mountain in the way. We'll just come across here, of course, set in the dark ages where we've got a few little dinosaurs just floating around. That's normal, that's normal. Here's another site. This is, we can call this site B if you will. That could be site A, site B, it's got a pole. And then down the bottom here we've got site C. So we're going to try and make a bit of a network to show you what we need to do. Now this one here, here's my laser, that's my sending my microwave beam. If I'm shining from here, I can't shine through the mountain and get to the other one. So I'm going to need to put in some additional poles. So the first pole I'm going to put in, I'm going to put one up here with the T-Rexes. Okay, hopefully that'll stay about there. Right. Now, if we define north to be this way, right behind you where you see it at the moment, okay? Now I've got a pole here. I'm going to hook this pole up here. I'm going to hook a transponder on it. Now I can put that transponder anywhere. I could put it facing that way. I could put it facing this way. I can face it any direction. That would be facing due north. But I need to be turning around, and that's probably something like 50 degrees. Now at the moment that transponder is pointing directly there. It's not pointing up, it's not pointing down. That's not good. We're going to have to use some elevation, so I'm going to have to move that up at an elevation of about, let's call that 7-10 degrees. I'm not sure. Your calculations will work that out just fine. Now, oh, sorry, let me put that back on. So that transponder, I can call it transponder A potentially. Transponder A, or 1, excuse me. Transponder 1 is pointing in a direction of 70 degrees, angle of elevation about 10. So I'm now going to have to put another transponder up here to receive the signal. It's going to receive that signal. It'll be pointing on a direction. Well, that's 180 plus a bit more. You might need to do a back bearing to work that out. And then it's going to be an angle of depression, which will be exactly the same as that angle of elevation to hit that point. Now, from this pole here, I'm going to try and shoot across to this pole here. So Cyril will put his on and he'll aim at this direction.
Yep, so I'm looking here. At this point, it's going in that direction there, but we need some angle of elevation to go up to that particular point. So I'm going to pull that back a bit. And it's aiming, once again, and this is something you're going to have to measure. So you're going to have to measure the angle of elevation. So it's aiming and you're going to hit that transponder.
And it's got an angle too, which is probably about 160 degrees true, or it could be south, 20 degrees east, whichever one you want. Now from there, we're still trying to get to our last site.
The site over here, sanitizer station 3.
So that looks like it's, because due north is still up this way, so that looks like it's probably directly east, so 90 degrees, and it's only got a small, if I can hit it, a small angle of elevation, maybe a couple of degrees. But this is how we're going to set up a transponder system so that our microwave beams can work around. Now this one could have another one pointing up here. Poles can have as many transponders as you want on them. That's up to you when you design your network. But be careful where you put them. You don't want to get them too close to the dinosaurs.